So I'm going to tell you a story. I'm not going to give you a speech because we know what's wrong, right? So I'm going to tell you the story. When I was a baby rabbi, and people would look me up and down and say, "What do you do?" And I'd say, "I'm a rabbi." And then they would look me up and down again and say, "Are you a woman rabbi?" And I would say, "No." Or I would say, "Just a minute, yes." And I realized, being a woman of my people, the Jewish people whom I love, and I realized that if you want to get to the heart of people, just tell a story. So I'm going to tell you the story of the first woman who said no. A long, long, long time ago, so long ago it might not have happened, the spirit of life birthed out light. And that light began spinning and twirling all the colors of the rainbow in one being. And that being was at home with creation. But you know how life is. It likes to diversify. And so one night, part of that being spun out and became Lilith. And part of that being spun out and became, and don't worry, this is a sacred satire. It doesn't refer to any of the men in this room. Well, maybe. Adam. Now, at first, Adam and Lilith got along fine, because after all, they had no history. But after a while, their individual characteristics started to emerge. That Lilith, she was a nighttime woman. She liked to get up, ride the comets and the stars, and when she was tired, she'd come and go to sleep. "Good night, dear." Now, Adam, he was kind of an earthy kind of guy. He liked to feel the earth underneath his feet where it belonged, and he was wondering, where is that woman always going off to? Seems like she has a meeting every single night of the week. He said, "Don't you think we could stay and maybe have a meal together?" She said, "Sure, Adam." He said, "Good, what are you cooking?" She said, "Look, Adam, this is the Garden of Eden. All we have to do is reach out and pick it." Now, she was going to use "pick it" again, but she didn't realize how much. So she picked it, and she shared it, and they ate. Now, there was an afternoon wind blowing in the garden. And I want to tell you this next part of the story. It's a heterosexual part of the story because there was only just the two of them and they didn't know any better. And they felt this strange attraction, and it was drawing them together and drawing them together and drawing them together. And just at the moment, Adam said to Lilith, "Okay, Lilith, you get on the bottom and I'll be on the top." And Lilith said, "Is this going to be a metaphor for my whole life?" "No, I don't. Let's just see what happens." He said, "No, this is the way it is. Women are on the bottom and men are on the top." And she said, "In that case, Adam, I'm leaving." And she spread her fiery wings and she went away. And Adam said, "God, what kind of a woman did you make me anyway? I mean, she wouldn't be on." And by the way, sorry, I forgot that part. Just right at that moment, Adam created God in his own image. And he said, "What kind of a woman did you make me anyway? She's gone away and she won't come back." Now, Lilith, when she was away, she was thinking to herself, maybe I'll come back, but not before I organize. And so she reached out to all the women of the world and she said, "Look, yes, love and unity is great, but nothing is going to change until we escalate and organize and get in the street and do what we need to do, because we are not going to change things until we create a social movement that says no and build the kind of world we want to see." Sexism is the first original sin, and we've all had enough of it. Thank you very much.